guys, happy Saturday! I'm gonna go ahead and move this camera to the side because now I'm all whited out like a ghosty. So let's do that. Let's move the camera. And oh, I'm tan again. Okay. All right, so just wait for some homies to pop in. I have a couple of decks to show you guys. Oh, and I got the Santa Muerte Oracle. Oh. And I want to show you something that we picked up for the kitties so they can get along better, and things seem to be going okay. So yeah, and just got my tea. Actually, I haven't busted out this mug in a while, so it's got Wally, baby Wally on one side, and then on the other side it's got our old cat Presley, who in my Facebook feed, you know how it says like, oh, 2 years ago or 5 years ago, you know, this happened. Hey Keith, how's it going? And so there was like, it was like the picture from 5 years ago of me and my old cat Presley, and when he was so happy, he would meow, but there would be no sound. He'd be like, oh, ow. It was so cute. So anyway, just having some tea, and I decided, because we're in October, yay, she made it. So hey, I have my pumpkin spice black tea from the Republic of Tea in here. Even though it's like not really October vibes outside, it's more like summer vibes, but still. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so I know when I'm doing the YouTube lives, everything is backwards. So my shirt actually says, I love pumpkin spice anything. Yes. Like, was it last year? I think last year they came out with like pumpkin spice M&Ms. Oh. Like, you know, pumpkin spice drinks and pumpkin spice teas and pumpkin spice, yeah, pumpkin spice bread. So anyway, my shirt says, don't be a basic witch. Gotta bust out my Halloween shirts. You know, we are in the month. So yeah. Oh, and tonight I'm gonna be going ghost hunting with the San Diego Paranormal Eye. I haven't been ghost hunting with them in a while just because I've been super duper busy, you know, with my job and my other jobs and you know, all of that, and then working on the Oracle deck, which I know now it's gonna take a while for my Oracle deck. I'm thinking of incorporating the help of my boyfriend's older brother, who's a graphic artist, because I think I need the graphic artist skills, because you know, I like, you guys have already seen, I've done all the cards. Keith says, that's adorable. What, that's so awesome. But you know, like I have all the cards done. You guys saw that video. But I have to go back, and on the borders I have to move some of the symbols away from the edges so that in the printing process they're not cut off. You know, I want it to make it look as professional as possible. So that part I can do, you know, because I've really done the cards all by myself anyway. So I can go back, I can fix the borders. And then I have to shrink them down in size, because the size I have them at is going to, I mean, it's not a great increase in price, but it would increase the price that I would have to sell it, and I'm trying to keep the price down, you know. You know, because it's like, what would I pay for a deck, you know? So but you know, and I want to save money there so I could put money elsewhere in the deck, you know, like I want to have like gold foil on the cards, you know, and I want to have like the the gilded edging, and I want gold foil writing like on the box and kind of inside the box. So, you know, so there's like, you know, stuff I want to do, and the gold foil does, you know, it is a little bit more, you know, it's all adding cost to my cards, but like I want them the way I want them. Like if I were to buy a deck, like that's the way I would want it. You know, so But anyway, for the box and for them to happily ever after, hello, hello. But you know, for me to be able to like do the box and do like the gold foil, they need it set up a certain way, and they need it through like Adobe Illustrator, which I have Adobe Photoshop and I have Adobe Lightroom, but I don't have Illustrator because I just needed the other two because I do photography. Ugh. So I need the help of a graphic artist. So I'm gonna ask my dude's brother. Kisa, definitely getting your deck, saw your video on it. They're so pretty and awesome. Thank you. Happily Ever After says, love your necklace. Thank you so much. I actually got a double necklace on here today. So anyway, it's gonna take a little while for the cards, but yeah, I have my lovely little pentagram, and I have my little this, it's very tiny, but there's like a little sigil on there, which just basically is like the magician, like creation, because I've been like all in a creative mood. But yeah, so and I'm working on the guidebook too. So hey Debbie, what's up? So yeah, with the guidebook and the cover of the guidebook and all that stuff. So it's gonna be a while, you guys. Not like, you know, at first I went into it, I was like, psh, I could just like crank this out in like a couple of months, and then I figured out like how like precise everything has to be for printing, you know, because you don't want things printed like all crappily and like off center and all that stuff. And I'm like, it's a lot more involved than I once thought, you know. So but that's fine, because you know, I haven't like given myself any sort of like due date or anything. So I'm like, it'll happen, it'll happen, it'll come out when it needs to. And New Age Lunatic, what's up? So yeah. So anyway, looks like everybody's popping in, and you know, just hoping everybody's having a great Saturday. And I'm so glad that there isn't a cloud in the sky. It is a beautiful day, but I didn't want to take you guys outside today because it is hot. So it's gonna be in the 90s again. So it's been like 90 some degrees, 100 degrees, you know, in the past week here in East County. And it's dry. It's so dry. It's like 13% humidity. That's like bone dry. Happily Ever After, thank you. Hope you're having a great Saturday too. I am. And so like I said, later on this evening from 8 to 8 to 11 p.m. 8 to 11 p.m. I'm gonna be with the San Diego Paranormal Eye, and we're gonna be out ghost hunting. And when I go out there today, I'm gonna be asking them if like either during this trip or maybe a future trip with them, if I could do a bit of filming so that maybe I could you know, do a video of like, this is how like the equipment they use, and this is how they go about ghost hunting. What are their thoughts about it? You know, just a little bit about San Diego Paranormal Eye, like what's their company all about? Why are they gathering their research, and like what, you know, ultimately what is all their research for? And you know, getting to know the people in Paranormal Eye, because sometimes they have different lead investigators, and then they have like, you know, investigators in training. You know, and then another way that they you know, raise money. Another way they raise money is through doing these ghost hunts where they invite people. It's like $20 to go with them, because you know, they're non-profit, so they don't on somebody's house. It's free, and they said it should always be free because you're doing research. You know, you should never charge somebody for research. So they like to do these little outings where people get to use their stuff, and that's how they make their money, so that they can do what they do for free. Basically. And they all have like day jobs, so it's like, you know. New Age said yes for ghost hunting. The new series of Most Haunted started yesterday. I love these shows. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, speaking of shows, but not scary. My dude and I just saw most of the movie for Won't You Be My Neighbor, the Mr. Rogers documentary. Oh my gosh, that, you guys, if you don't know who Mr. Rogers is, go see the documentary. If you know who Mr. Rogers is, go see the documentary. But yeah, it was really good. My dude and I were like getting misty, and then like it was, I don't know, the last 20 minutes of the movie or the documentary, and our internet crapped out. We're like, what? So we have to probably finish it up, maybe this afternoon or tomorrow. But it's really good. Like it's a well-made documentary, and just yes, I highly recommend the Mr. Rogers documentary, because I grew up watching, some Mr. Rogers. My mom didn't like Mr. Rogers because she said that I don't know. She didn't like that he was teaching kids that they could have feelings and like stuff like that, because my mom was like, it wasn't about that. Like, she could be all like psycho, but like nobody else was still allowed to have any feelings. So and she said that nobody is actually that good. Only evil people pretend to be that good. So I don't know. It was like, my mom's nuts, by the way. So but yeah, it just turned out that he really was as good as he was on TV, and everybody was always questioning that, like, how are you so good? And like his whole thing, even though he was like an ordained minister, he was a Christian minister, like his thing was love, and that's all he preached. He preached tolerance and love for gay, straight, black, white, all races, all religions. Like, it was just so cool. And like, he was just, a lot of stuff he did on his show was actually really radical, and it's like on a kid's show, and it was just like he was trying to help kids to see the world in like a no a non-segregated point of view, like grow up and make the world a better place where everybody just loves one another. And he said that what he in his eyes saw as like true evil in the world is anybody who makes somebody else feel like they're less than they are, so he says, and later on, in the series they start talking, or in the documentary they're talking about how uh, they're like and like the news and the media is like blaming Mr. Rogers for the youth of today, saying, oh, we have all these kids that are entitled now, and nobody wants to work hard because they all think they're special, and this is all Mr. Rogers' fault, because he always preached that everybody was special and we would love you just the way you are. People need to work for love, and people need to, work to be special. Nobody's born special. Nobody's born being loved. And I'm just like, what kind of crap is that? And so the last time that Mr. Rogers actually spoke before he passed away was at a commencement ceremony, for college. And he said, not saying that he was directly speaking to what was being said about him in the news, but he was saying, when I would, on my show, I would tell every child that, he goes, I love you, you are loved, and he says, you are special and perfect just the way you are. And he's what I meant. He says, you do not need to make a spectacle of yourself in order to be loved, in order to be special. He says, so he goes, you take that love and you use it to be kind and loving to others, is what he said he was trying to say. So uh uh and then the man who was that played the police officer on the show, the African American man, he was like, he says, like, it was, yeah. Oh my God, Debbie, it's such a good documentary. He said that he was dealing with a lot of stuff, when he was on the show, because he says he's gay, and he said at the time of, in the 60s and stuff like that, going on into the 70s with Mr. Rogers, he goes, that's obviously, it wasn't acceptable to be an openly gay man. And he says, and because of the fact that he was African American, he felt like he was representing all African Americans by being on the show with a Caucasian man, this being in the 60s. And he says, I felt like he were to also come out as gay, that I would let down my people, because at the time that was seen as like a negative. And he says that Mr. Rogers would see something horrible that would happen in the news, and then want to sort of indirectly focus attention on it during his Mr. Rogers show. His, so what he did was like, there was something that happened in the news where there was a group of African Americans that were swimming in a hotel pool, and so some people came by and decided that they wanted to punish these people for doing that. So they poured all these chemicals into the pool, bleaching chemicals, which was horrific. And so Mr. Rogers decided to address it on his show indirectly. So you see, like, he's got a little kiddie pool and he's sitting on a chair and he's got his feet in the pool and he's like rinsing off his feet in the water, and he's like, "Wow, it's such a hot day. It's so nice to put your feet in a little pool on a hot day." And so his friend, Mr. Police Officer, comes in and says, "Oh, wow, that looks really nice." And he says, "Yeah, why don't you come join me?" And he says, "Oh, well," he goes, I don't have a towel." He says, "Well, you can borrow mine. We'll share a towel." And so him and his friend, put their feet in the pool, and Mr. Rogers is taking the hose and like spraying off both of their feet, and talking about how nice it is on a hot day for two friends to be able to share a pool together. And that was like indirectly talking about the segregation and the racism that was going on in America at the time. And so it was like so radical to be doing that on a public broadcasting system, and the man was saying that, the man that plays the police officer, he says, after he goes, every day on the show, Mr. Rogers would say, "I love you." And he says, "And I always thought he was talking to my character." He says, and then after 2 years of working on the show with him, he goes, Mr. Rogers said, he says, "I love you." And he says, and he goes, "For the first time, I think that he was actually talking to me. Like, he loved me as like a brother." And he was like, he goes, "Are you talking to me?" And he says, "I've been telling you I love you for 2 years, and for the first time you actually heard me." And the man just like, he was like crying in the interview, and he was like, "Oh my gosh," he says, my father never gave me that kind of love. My stepdad never gave me that kind of love." He says, "Mr. Rogers became my surrogate father." He says, "Because nobody ever showed me that kind of love." And he says, and that's the kind of love he showed every child, no matter how misbehaved and rotten they were when they came in. He says he just had love and patience for everyone. He like deep loved one, and it was just like, and it's just, yeah, the whole message was just love. And when 9/11 2001 happened, with the World Trade Center, yes, Debbie, I was like, yeah, total beautiful person. Some of the news networks said Mr. Rogers needed to speak on this, and he's like, "I haven't been on television in like a number of years, and the world needs to hear you because people trust you." Ella, hey, we're just talking some Mr. Rogers, like that documentary that just came out, the "Won't You Be My Neighbor," which is freaking awesome. So they said, because they said he always mostly really spoke to children, and he figured that, it was his duty to tell children, what's going on in a big scary world, like when Bobby Kennedy was assassinated, he talked about it on his show because for the most part he felt like adults would figure kids don't understand, so let's not talk about it with them. And he says kids get scared when parents are scared and adults are scared. So he says, why not talk to them like a human being, and address things, make them aware of what's going on. How do they feel? Those kinds of things. They have feelings, and he goes, their feelings are just as real as any adult. They do feel, and he says they do comprehend a lot of things that are going on. He says, and it's okay to talk to them and make them not feel like they should be scared. So yeah, he talked about, assassination. He talked about divorce. He talked about feelings of suicide. He talked about depression. Like, he talked about a lot of stuff on his show, so that kids wouldn't feel like that's something to be scared of, and the anger is not something to be scared of. Everybody has angry emotions from time to time, but you can control them. He talked about controlling your emotions. It was just like, the man was good. He was, yeah. And so anyway, so when they put him on and they said, there was no script or anything. They said, just speak from your heart, after, the thing, with our, the World Trade Center. And so he went on. He didn't say, I'm talking about the World Trade Center and I'm talking about 9/11 and all of this. He just said, sometimes things in our world happen and we don't understand why they happen. He says, but the one thing you have power and control to do right now is to love somebody else. He's like, love your neighbor, love your parents, love your friends. And he says, go out and your mission is to do one beautiful, kind thing for somebody else today. And that was it. It was like a 1 minute, 1.5 minutes of him being on the air, and it was basically, he didn't say, oh, what a tragedy and all this stuff. It was like, go be a good person today. And I was like, oh, whew, whew, making me emotional thinking about the documentary. But yeah, I have to go back and finish the last 20 minutes of it because I'm like, the internet went out. Me and my dude are like, what? No, what crap is this? Oh my God. Why? Why internet? So yeah, I definitely need to go finish that. Okay. I wanted to show you something we got for the kitties. And it's called Comfort Zone. And so we got these two little plugins here. And so we put one downstairs and I have one in our master bedroom. And basically it just kind of like, fills the house with basically mimicking the same type of pheromones that cats give off. But let me read it off to you guys. It says, proven to reduce multi-cat tension and conflict, create a calming environment, may help to reduce urine marking, limit destructive scratching. Well, neither of them like scratch anything except their scratch pads, and they've never done urine marking. So, that's a good thing. But, Wally obviously hates Loki's face and wants to throw him in a volcano every chance that he gets. And Loki just, he just wants to have fun and like be a kitty because that's who he is. And Wally doesn't think he's a cat, and Wally doesn't like cats, so therefore he doesn't like Loki. And Loki just wants to like play with Wally, and so we're like, okay, so our one of our good friends, she just got this because she just got a new cat, and the cat that she had was not getting along with the new cat. But she said after using this, she said she started sending videos and pictures of the two cats, and they're getting along like swimmingly, and she's like, just give it a try. And so this was like $30 on Amazon, so we're like, okay. It's worth a try. So let me see what else it has on here. Okay, how can Comfort Zone pheromone technology help my cat? New Age said, Wally and Loki are like Garfield and Odie. Wally will love him in the end. Dude, yes. It's, yeah. Wow, I hadn't put that parallel together. Yeah, they're totally Garfield and Odie. My gosh. Okay, so it said pheromones are scents that cats and other animals use to communicate, and these pheromones affect your cat's emotional well-being. Comfort Zone products replicate a cat's natural pheromones to provide a sense of calm in its environment, reducing stress and the negative behavior it causes. Cut to yesterday. Okay. I, after work, I went to the gym, and when I got home from the gym, this was waiting for us on our doorstep, so I was like, gotta put this in. So, Loki was already out walking around, but Wally was still, locked up in his room. So I plugged in one downstairs, I plugged one upstairs, and I decided to like wait a few minutes because I know Wally was like, it's time, it's my turn, let me out. He goes, put the stupid panther away, and we're like, okay. I want the stuff to kind of kick in a little bit and, start, doing whatever it does. So I hung out with Loki for, I don't know, like 5-10 minutes or so. And then usually when I let Wally out, he'll be okay for about 10 minutes, and then he like swipes, but never swipes to, like, he doesn't swipe with claws. Actually, when Wally swipes, he swipes without claws, which is interesting because what he's actually trying to do is like hit him in the head. And so Wally just basically always slaps Loki upside the head, but like without claws at least. But it's still not nice, and it hurts Loki's feelings because Loki doesn't understand why Wally doesn't like him. Like he's like always looks like he wants to cry, and then I feel really bad. I'm like, Wally, stop hitting Loki upside the head, you know? And then he like hisses in his face, and like Loki's always like, oh, like why'd you do that? And so anyway, so then I opened the door, let Wally out. The first thing Wally did as soon as he stepped out of the room was hit Loki in the face. And I was like, Wally, that wasn't nice. So then Wally laid on his side, and Loki was in his, like, walked into his room to get something to eat. And then Wally was like blocking his doorway and figured, you know, because Wally feels like he's king of the house. So he's like, I'm going to lay here and block your doorway, and now you can't leave. And Loki was like, well, I'm a gigantic panther and I can jump over your head. And so like Loki was like, because Loki has hops, like we're actually not sure how high Loki can hop, because everything that he does seems really effortless. Like he jogs when Wally's in a full sprint, and he's a lot faster. He can jump. Okay, let me show you how high my bookcase is. Okay, you guys see that? Loki can jump that from the ground. Two of owls! Oh my god, what's up? But like Loki just is like boop. Like it's like, I don't know, like he should have been a high jumper or basketball player in another life, but probably a high jumper. We need him on our track team. But anyway, so sister from another mister, my brother from another mother. So yeah, but Wally didn't swipe at Loki after like he jumped over him, and they, you know, they were cool for like 3 hours. 3 hours. They were like just kind of walking around chilling, you know. I mean, Wally was like they'd sniff noses, but Wally like wouldn't hit him in the face, and I was like, oh my god, you're such a good boy, not hitting people in the face. And then you know, and then when Loki would do his little thing, like he likes to go around the corner and then hop out at Wally, and that's when usually that'll piss Wally off, and Wally will be like, you know, like want to smack him in the face. Well, he did that, and Wally was just like, oh, but then he walked away, and I was like, oh, what a good boy, you're not hitting, you're not hissing, oh my gosh. You know, so then I had we went to dinner with my dude's dad at Fuddruckers. Fuddruckers is okay, not really like my place for dinner, but you know, whatever. And I had to put Loki away, and then, you know, I let Wally run the house while we were gone. And then when we came back, my boyfriend turned on the whole house fan, so that sucks everything out of the house. So then Wally started smacking Loki again. Keith says, OMG, we have one here. Yes. I love our whole house fan. You know, when it's hot and, you know, and you open it up at night and just, oh, and then Keith was talking, oh, sorry, you're talking about Fuddruckers. So Keith says, yes, love their shakes. Their burgers are okay. I like their shakes too. But I just had like a burger and some of their fries when I was there. And so, yeah, so then we, you know, kind of let them hang out most of the night last night before we went to bed. And there was a couple moments of Wally like hissing in Loki's face and trying to hit him in the head. But that was like, I don't know, a handful of times in like the hours they were spending together, which they've never spent hours together. So this was like a breakthrough. So I don't know if like Wally had an attitude adjustment yesterday, or it just so was like a coincidence that I plugged in this stuff that helps them have an attitude adjustment. So I don't know. So I don't know, you guys that have cats and you're like trying to introduce a new cat, or maybe your cats aren't getting along, or maybe your cats aren't as friendly as you think they could be with you, then I don't know, try this out. Comfort Zone, $30 on Amazon. It's like $50 at Petco. I was like, we got Amazon. It's $30, free shipping. New Age says they're getting there. Wally will let Loki share the lasagna in the end. I don't know. I think Loki would tear that lasagna up, like, for sure. Loki's totally like a people food person, which we don't really like giving them people food, but yes, Chase. Amazon is life. 4.5 for the homie. Chase. But yes. So around 5 this morning, my dude let the panther out. So the boys were kind of running around while we were sort of still sleeping. Chase said, "I wouldn't be the man I am today without it." Yes, I think it's changing lives one Amazon package at a time, one free shipping at a time. um, but yeah, they were doing good, and then I was vacuuming the house before I was doing the live chat and taking my shower and all that stuff, although not showering while vacuuming. um, and I heard it sounded like Wally like in full like fight mode, and I was like, oh no. So I ran down the stairs, and I think Wally was laying on his side, and he doesn't like it when he's surprised by Loki, and I think what Loki did was surprise him. Plus, Wally was upside down, feeling vulnerable because his like stomach is showing. And since Loki was standing over him, Wally was like, he was actually really scared. So he was in full fight mode. Loki was like all puffed up because it looked like he was scared, because he was like, oh my god, this guy like wants to like totally kick me in the, bunghole. So like so yeah, so I picked Loki up, and I put him in the room so Wally can calm back down. Wally's fine now. Like he calmed down like 2 minutes later. But when I picked Wally up, I realized like he wet himself a little bit. So like Wally actually was really scared. He thought that Loki was trying to hurt him, and Loki was actually coming over to sniff him or something. And so I'm like, whew, okay. So it wasn't like an actual fight of like, I hate your face. So I was like, okay, they're okay. They just need a little breather. Tuaval said, I know I forgot to do something this morning. Yes. So anywho, other things to show you. A stone I was carrying around yesterday for, I had a pull-out day yesterday for all the English department. It's like, I don't know, going over testing stuff, and then how can we teach to the test a little bit more and stuff like that. Oh my god, I hate that stuff. So anyway, it was like torture all day yesterday. So I if I'm gonna be hanging out with a bunch of teachers, or just a group of people in general, I usually have my smoky quartz. So this one is one of my favorite smoky quartzes, and I like that it's got these little two just riding piggyback. It's, I mean, not too pretty down there, but I like the feel of it. I like raw crystals. Yeah, that was my jam yesterday, and I'll hold it for today. Okay, so want to show you guys some decks that I got. Because I haven't been deck buying in a while, because the decks that I have been getting were decks that I pre-ordered like months ago. So one of the decks that I got, I pre-ordered back in August, and then these other two I got because I saw that my friend Steph, who I talk back and forth with like every day, my homie in Belgium, I saw she had these two, and I was like, well, they're on Amazon, they're under $20, like, okay, I mean, Amazon. And so I also, yesterday on Etsy was like, I actually ordered a couple of decks. So I ordered the Illuminated Earth Oracle, and so that just shipped. So I'll probably get it sometime, maybe the end of next week. I also ordered the Trick or Tarot from Duck Soup Productions. And I got the deluxe edition, so it's like the bigger cards, so we're in the Halloween season, maybe have a few more Halloween decks, although Illuminated Earth is not a Halloween deck, but okay, so a couple of the decks that I got, because my girl Steph had them, and I thought they looked cool, and I already have on Abundance, and I was like, all right, I don't think I want the Love and Connection ones, because I really just like love the images on the Abundance cards, but I really like the messages. So I went ahead and got the Notes of the Universe on Love and Connection. Chase said, this is the time of year I pull out all my screamo music. Boy of the Light plays in the dark sometimes. I okay, so I'm a little like I guess, I play a really good balance. I have a really good, you know, I walk the tightrope on myself. I have like, even though I'm very jovial, I'm very happy all the time. Like a lot of my music is kind of half and half where I have I have like new metal and alternative and rock, and I love some of my darker music, my darker rock, my darker metal music. And then I have like my really fun music. I got like opera, and I got like I got like salsa, and I got like belly dancing music, and I'm just like, and and like sometimes I'm just in those moods. I can be super happy, but I'm like, one of my favorite songs I was just listening to is Minerva by the Deftones, and I love Minerva. It makes me feel like I'm out in the middle of the desert, and I don't know why, but I just feel like, yes, Minerva. Mine is all dark and screamy or dance music. New Age said sad songs, sad songs to Slayer. Yes. Slayer's got good music. Let's see, what am I love, like I have Tool, I have Deftones, I don't know, like what else off the top of my head do I listen to? I like one or two good Charlotte songs, but I thought they were kind of like douchey, but they at least had a couple of good songs I listened to. I have one Taproot song that I really love, Poem to Myself. Um, yeah. Yes, Minerva is an amazing album. Chase said, "We are twins. I swear to the gods, listening to Deftones right now." Oh my god. That's awesome. You know what? There's one I listen to when I work out, and like I get like I feel like I'm psycho, and in my head I'm like yeah, yeah, and I look around, there's people just like pumping at the gym. They're like psh, psh, and I'm like, does everybody know like how hard I'm rocking in my head right now? Like I'm like listening to like Seven Words like by Deftones. and and I'm just like I'm like totally just like wanting to just yeah, yeah, and I'm like realize, I'm in a public gym, and I don't want to be that girl because I don't like that guy, the guy that's got like whatever plates on the bar and just bah! And then the trainer's got to come over, bro. How many times we got to tell you not to drop the weights? I am man. Man, drop weight. It's just like um okay, so Melody, hey, I like BB Rexa. I will show you crazy. Retha, hey Retha. New Age said I mostly a rock chick, Nirvana, Aerosmith. Oh, Jovi, yes, Metallica. Those are my homies too. I love, yes. And actually, I was listening to, because I have a playlist I listen to when I'm at the gym, and another good workout song for me is Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones. Heck yeah. See, I get into my music on a level that is absurd in public places. Dude, like, oh, what was I doing? I was, I didn't realize that when I got back into the locker room, yesterday, and I was like, I was actually singing out loud 46 and 2 by Tool. AC/DC, what? Yes! AC/DC, heck yeah! That's what my boyfriend blasts whenever he's driving my car. So like, because when we're in the Viper, we play my music. When he's in my Viper and he's driving, he likes to play him some AC/DC. So, yes, yes. So yeah, I was like getting back into the locker room, and I realized as I was taking out my earbud, I could hear myself. I've been singing. I was like, oh well, I'll just grab my things and just walk out with my chest held high, and yeah, I'll just pretend like I meant to do that the whole time, and I was just like really into my music, and I'm just gonna like peace out this gym. Like, Chase said my new phrase is Mia's man drop weights. I could totally see that. Yes. Yeah, and I'm like totally like I am that girl that's like checking myself out in the mirror when I'm like curling the weights. I'm like, yes, yes. I'm like, you see that tricep? Like it's almost a full horseshoe. Like heck yeah. New Age said I actually bumped into Steven Tyler at the Nine Lives tour in the '90s. I almost died. Oh my god. Oh my god. Steven Tyler. I would have died too. um And right away, when I'm like thinking of Aerosmith, I don't know why what was the name of that movie? His daughter was in the movie with Ben Affleck, you know, um, close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I'll miss you, baby. And I don't want to miss a thing. Every time I dream of you. And I'm totally off tune. But, you know, let Steven Tyler sing it. He's so much better, you know. Okay. Gosh, how do we get on the music rant? Oh well, you know, keep putting out some songs. You know, maybe I'll find some new stuff to listen to. Okay, another deck that I got that's totally not like metal, but it's notes from the universe cards, and it's just like the OG cards from Mike Dooley. Um, Armageddon, yes, thank you. New Age watched it 2 nights ago. You know, oh yeah, and it has Bruce Willis and oh yeah, Armageddon. hmm I was thinking of maybe before I leave for my ghost hunt tonight, you know, because I do want to finish the Won't You Be My Neighbor, so like maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But tonight, like I've been really feeling like Wayne's World. Like I was like in the shower. And as I was washing my hair, and you know how Wayne's always like doing the okay, all right, yeah. And I was like doing that in the shower. I was like, Wayne's World. I miss Wayne's World. I must watch Wayne's World tonight. Yes. But yeah. Oh, Melody said Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor was a good movie. My boyfriend says it's lame, but you know, he doesn't get an opinion on what I like in movies. So, but yeah, I liked Pearl Harbor. Let's go back to some 90s movies, you know? You know, the 90s was good. I graduated at the tail end of the 90s. And yes, we did play the Prince song for our graduation. Gonna party like it's 1999. 99, 99. Okay, so my other deck, the deck that I actually ordered back in August and finally showed up. Santa Muerte Oracle. And it's got so many beautiful calaveras in here. But yeah, so I decided, long live the 90s, yes. 90s music, 90s movies. Well, there's a lot of clothes from the 90s I would probably keep. Some styles I was kind of glad when they changed in the early 2000s, but you know, you know, they're yeah, 80s and 90s, like mid 80s. Yes, yes, yes. Anyway, as I reminisce, I decided to bust these two out. And I found out, okay, so I know I just got this like 2 days ago, but I'm having a hard time working with it on its own. However, when I busted out the tarot deck and put them together, it was like explosion. Yes, Chase, 80s, definitely. You know, in the 80s, I didn't have long hair. I had a Dorothy Hamill haircut, and my mom used to feather my hair, so. Love this man's art. Yes. Fabio Lestrani, like, yeah, and I'm going to show you now. New Age said, I haven't ordered the Oracle. I was waiting to see more videos. Well, we're here, so, okay, so let me show you the guidebook here. Okay, so it is my dude. Yes. The I mean, obviously it's got the Los que veo, like different languages thing, but it goes into, like, first there's this beautiful poem at the beginning by Flor de Belen. I am the sage, the old woman, the girl. I am the sun, the moon, the stars, and the wind. I am the earth, the water, the fields, green grass. I am the melody of the ancestors. I am the children's heartbeat. I am the great spirit that never left. I am the mother. I am the daughter, sister, teacher, and disciple. And that's how you start off your guidebook. Okay, so it talks a little bit about Santa Muerte and her being known by other names: Calavera Katrina, or Katrina, Dia de los Muertos, Diez de los Muertos. And then it talks about like some of the symbolisms and the things that he placed into the deck, and that the cards are broken into different sections. So there is Emanation is the first grouping of cards, and that's the first 8 cards. It represents the archetype concepts, that is to say those abstract, innate, and primitive concepts that form the basis in the origin for any material or any immaterial form around us. There's the creation cards, and let's see. They illustrate the form that the human being commonly attributes to archetype concepts of the emanations to understand them and use them like symbols and signs in mathematics, or like divinities and gods in religions and cults. Then there's the formation cards, and it represents man's inner kingdom, the part of us, of our minds, that consciously or unconsciously regulates our actions, is made up of our thoughts, emotions, instincts. And last grouping of cards is the action cards. And by the way, there's only 32 cards in here, but they're all divided. So the last 8 represent the congealment of the previous 3 worlds, which is to say the material world and the way in which human beings find their place and act within it by way of their own choices, their own actions, and their own works. Okay, then it goes into the meanings of each card, but each of the cards is connected to one another. So let's say you pull the Chaos card, which is card number 3. It says this card represents the shapeless primordial soup, the alchemist's receptacle, the palette held by the artist before he starts painting, as shown in the art card in number 26. So if you pull out card 26 and 3, so let's actually do that. Let me find 26 and 3. Come on, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Okay, there's 3 and oh, sorry, and that was like the one typo. It wasn't card 26, it's card 29. But this is the Chaos card. And you could just see, like, I mean, you can see the skull in there. The calavera is in there, but yeah, just the paint is everywhere. It's just nothing is connected. Shapes are all over the place. There is no order. But then you look at 29 and you see the beginnings of the Chaos card are down here, and then he's painting the Sun card. So these actually go together. And there's a lot of cards that go together. So it does behoove one to read the guidebook, because then you see like how a lot of them, how he's connecting these different worlds, which is freaking fantastic. See, what's another one? Oh, and then they have the order card, which is, the opposite of the Chaos card it talks about. Then there's the masculine feminine card. And then there's the king and the queen of the underworld, Aztecs, from the Aztec beliefs. So yeah, it's just, I know, okay, it's backwards, but I know the writing's backwards, but it's just, it's so cool. And so, and then they have the goddess of the waters, and she is a direct expression of the love card. So let me pull out 14 and 4 for you guys, so you guys can see that. But that's how it works, and I can see how it also connects to the tarot deck as well. And let me find 14 in here. And again, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Okay, here we are. Okay, so this is the goddess of emotion, and you can see how it's just the flowing waters. She's one of the Aztec goddesses, and she is the human representation or goddess representation of the abstract emotion, love, which is this card. But you can see how they both flow. Sorry, I'm trying not to get you guys some glare, but isn't that beautiful? And just, you know, you have love, you know, when you're in balance. You can see balance here. Fire and water, and yeah, it's just, I like it. And I like it more when it's paired with the tarot deck. So let me show you just for sizing too. Those of you that are interested. Okay, so this is the, you know, their standard tarot card size, and then this is the oracle. So just a little bit bigger, not too much. And I just realized I just pulled the Queen of Cups, and here you have the Goddess of Emotions. Wow, that's cheeky. That is cheeky. I don't think I could have planned that. That was actually pretty cool. And so yeah, here we got all the love now. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. And I like that card was already there in my tarot deck. So that is awesome. Okay, and then another thing. So if you look at the backings, you're like, what? Why does it look like it has all different kinds of backings? And that's because, let me pull out the guidebook again. Oh, hey, Wally. It forms a Ouija board. So if you put all the cards in order and flip them over, it's a Ouija board. So what Fabio Lestrani says you could do is then when all the cards are out, you just like basically put your hand over the cards, and just wherever you feel drawn, you know, put your hand down, and that's the card that you must flip over. So I mean, it could be like, it doesn't have to be in Ouija board style, but you know, that's I think sometimes that's how people, like some people, you know, do their tarot cards. Is just to, you know, have them all kind of like face down, and you just kind of like feel the energy and go to where you are most drawn. So, and then I think Willow and the Thrifty Witch, who was doing a review of this deck once she got it, like she did a whole unboxing and everything, which I loved. I think somebody was talking about just putting a piece of glass over it, and you could use it as a real Ouija board if you wanted to. But I like the idea of just like feeling the energy, and then just like, you know, putting your hand down, like pulling a card. So yeah, I think that's really cool. So yeah, these all form the Ouija board. Okay, so let's see how they would go together. So let's see, I'm gonna move this. Y'all done here, Wally? He was clawing his claw pad. Okay. So let's say I'm doing a reading. Debbie says, "OMG, I have to get that." It's a good. It's so in depth. It's not like somebody just you know, is a fantastic artist, just like whipped out some, like made a bunch of cards and was like, "Here you go," and had no like there was actually, you could tell there was thought and research, and you know, just like combining all this stuff into the art, and it's just it makes it so much more deep and thoughtful. And then I think that translates into whoever's then holding the deck, you know, then you feel like the readings are that much deeper than, you know, just some pretty art, you know, put on a card. There's a lot going on there, which I really like. Okay, so if I were to do a reading, like maybe for my boys over here, Loki and Wally, what is a message to me about Loki and Wally? So I'm going to pull 3 cards. And oh, yes, and here's the backs of the Santa Muerte. Oh, the little skulls, the little calaveras, the sugar skulls. Okay, so a message to me about Wally and Loki. So we'll pull 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then I'm going to pull from the Oracle deck, and we'll just see how it all comes together. And I might even use the guidebook on this, because I think, you know, I do want to really get to know the guidebook for this one. Sometimes you really want to get to know, actually. Okay, every time I turn this deck over, it's always got this card, and I have a feeling this card is me. I kind of feel like this girl anyway, so yeah, okay. That girl is me. But anyway, side note, there are some Oracle decks that I feel like, even though I could go off my intuition, I'm actually very curious as to what other symbols and meanings and archetypes are in the cards, you know, based on what the artist has said. And this is one of those decks where, yes, I could read it intuitively if I wanted to, but I'm actually really to say about the I'm use the guidebook. Okay. Okay, that's our card. Okay, so I'm gonna push my cards over here. Ooh, I actually got Santa Muerte. Okay, so I got the World card, and this is a message about Wally and Loki. I got the Santa Muerte card, which is my favorite card in the whole deck. I got the Devil card, and then check this out, you guys. The Oracle card. Okay. Okay, so let me read to you guys what it says about this card. And then let's apply it to little Wally and Loki. Okay, so that's card number 5. Okay, this card is Will. Okay, and it says this extremely, here we go. This extremely dynamic card represents the flame that burns in each of us and that pushes us to act according to our nature, that which we truly are, our identity. When it is guided by love, it becomes an unstoppable force that puts us into the right rapport with the universe. If, however, it is guided by egotism and meanness, it becomes a violent and dangerous instrument. If it is ignored, blocked, or slowed, it becomes a reason for deadlock and frustration. The advice of the dead: proceed towards what you desire without fear. Trust in what you have learned and accumulated until now without hesitation. Okay, so this actually puts a whole new spin on how I'm seeing the Devil card here. And so what I'm thinking the universe did, or what Santa Muerte did, is, because if I just look at what basically was 3 major arcanas, I'm like, wow, that's like pretty major. major arcana. I'd be like, what? No, not the Devil card for Wally and Loki. What? You know, I want them to get together. You know, but then layering it with this, you know, this being the fire that burns in each and every one of us, you know, animal, human, that we're driven by our instinct to be one way or another, then I actually see this Devil card differently. So this is then how my reading would be colored. Okay, so first I see Santa Muerte as more like how I see myself right now. I see these boys as my babies, you know, and I want to take care of them. I want them to be happy here. You know, I want them to be happy together. I don't want to feel like, have any one of them feel like, you know, we love one kitty more than we do the other, you know, or that they're just our pets or animals, you know, that they're part of the family and that we love them. And I know Wally knows that. Loki has kind of had a rough upbringing. He still kind of has that, like, I'm on the street mentality and I could get thrown out at any moment, which is actually really sad. And I think he's starting to really relax here. And so, you know, this is me, like, kind of trying to be mama here. And New Age said, that's so awesome. I got to get it after this chat. Hey, like, it's not pricey. Like, I think it was under $20 for the Santa Muerte Oracle. Debbie, Tara, where did you get that Oracle deck? I got it on Amazon. Amazon, dude. Sammy, what's up? So yeah, I see myself as this card. I see me also wanting their whatever little spats they have with each other are more likely just Wally having a spat with Loki. Like I want it to come to an end. I want them to just, everybody just gets along, happy ending, you know. But then how this card is coloring this card then, you know, the fire that burns inside, their instinct. Yes, I know, Sammy, you love those colors. The, you know, their instinct, Wally's instinct is to protect his, what he perceives as, this is his home. He was an only kitten before this other guy showed up, you know, this Loki. And so he feels like he's protecting his territory and his home. And so his instinct, the fire that burns in him, is I'm just protecting my space. I'm not trying to be like, you know, a butthole or anything. He's not trying to be a sphincter, you know. So Loki, on the other hand, is starting to feel like, oh, this is my home too. And so it's creating this discord between them, because they're, you know, Loki's instinct is, you know, to basically, if I look out for number one, I protect myself, you know, when anything bad goes wrong, and he's just like in self-preservation mode. Like, you know, that's where he goes to because of, you know, who knows what happened to him and what trauma he experienced when he was a kitten, unfortunately. Whereas Wally has been hand-raised, you know, since he was a baby, and he's only really known people. He hasn't really known other cats. And so Loki is like the cat, and Wally is like a little baby, like he's a little person, and so they have their instincts here. Hey Max, how's it going? And so what I'm seeing with this is that I just have to work with their instincts. I have to be a patient mama, and in the end they're going to be okay, but I just have to learn how to be patient, and I have to learn to work with the instincts that they have, the instincts that are ingrained in both of them based on their upbringings and you know, just who they are, you know, because they both have these little personalities, you know. So I think that if I just learn to work with what drives them and what drives their behavior, I think that I will get to this world card. So I am seeing a good ending for my two boys, that they will be homies at some point, just maybe not right away. I just got to work with the fire that burns within each of them. So yeah, that was the Loki Wally reading. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so there are 13 people in here. 3 thumbs up, 3 3s. I like it. Okay. Debbie said, I'm going to order after this live stream. Sorry, my punctuations aren't on point. Oh, that's okay. So yeah, let's do, oh, hold on. Leave me alone, Apple Watch. Let's do like just use another, like a person on here, like one of you guys, like do like an example reading using the Oracle and the Muerte Tarot. So just first person, you know, whoever wants a reading, you know, I'll just use you as an example. I am good. Hope you're well and the family. Oh, I'm doing well. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. It's very hot. It's been very, very hot, and it's very, very dry. It's like 13% humidity, which is like desert humidity. But yeah, everything's good. So I don't know, anybody want like another example reading? Somebody want to be the spiritual guinea pig, be the example? Having my iced tea by with my baby Wally pictures. She was so skinny. And our old cat Presley. Been feeling the Presley vibes lately. I feel like he's been around a lot more than usual. Okay. Oh, Retha will. Okay, Retha. So let's do we'll just do 3 cards just like I did with for Wally and Loki. And we'll pull an oracle card. So that you guys can kind of see again, you know, how I would work this together. So Aretha, got my little stone here. Just use that. Oh, and then by the way, for one of my friends, she always throws these huge Halloween bashes. She's my awesome witchy friend. And this year she wasn't going to be throwing a Halloween bash because her daughter didn't want one. And I was like, what? I was like, you have to do at least a low-key get together. And I was like, I will totally just like do tarot readings for everyone. Like, you know, if you have a little get together. And she's like, what, for real? Like, heck yeah, like let's do this. So she's like in planning mode right now, just to like throw a little something together. She's got all these decorations, and you know, she wants to put them up, and like she goes all out. Like the whole house is, oops, that's, ooh, no, we can use that card. She goes like transforms the entire house, is like transformed into like a Halloween house. Like it is so cool. And like I don't even know how their garage fits all her decorations, but she goes all out for a lot of holidays, but like Halloween, because that's like her jam. Like the yard, everything is Halloween, and it's like good. It's not like, you know, Halloween threw up on the house. It looks awesome. Aretha, here we go. And this is just a general reading. So let me show you just the cards first. So we have the Six of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Six of Wands. So we have 2 sixes already. And then we have the King of Swords. Okay, so we have 2 swords cards, 2 wands cards, and then the oracle card is card 25. So this is Santa Muerte. And let me pull out the guidebook so you can hear what Fabio Lestrani had to say about the Santa Muerte card. So she is card number 25. And she comes from the world of action. And so you have 2 action cards with the 2 wands. So this would be another action card. This card, the keyword is birth. The material world of actions opens with birth, of course. The preceding levels of emanation, creation, formation have finally conglomerated, giving birth to matter and to the phenomenal world in which the actions of man take place. We pass the black veil that separates us from the higher and more abstract levels. We descend a staircase, becoming more and more aware of ourselves and of the Santa Mother Muerte that gives us our time. In fact, every mother is a giver of death, because being tied to a form and what makes us mortal, but without her we could not exist as individuals. We could not smile, cry, evolve, create a family, or build a home. Okay, so this is birth. It's creation, it's action. So let me put this all together for you. Okay, so I think that's actually a pretty nice progression. You having the Six of Swords, Knight of Wands, Six of Wands, King of Swords. Um, and so the swords, you know, for the Six of Swords, I see you as having gone through having to leave something behind, whether it's like as abstract as a concept or a belief behind, and moving forward, or you could have possibly have had to have left a person or a situation behind, but you were doing so with the vigor and the fire of the Knight of Wands, where this wasn't like a slow departure I'm getting. So it was more like, I know that this is something that I have to leave, and instead of doing the, well, all right, you know, I have to leave this thought or I have to leave this thing, it's this tally ho, move forward. It may not be comfortable, but I know it's what I got to do. And the universe praising you. So in the end, you knowing that it was a great decision and you reaping the rewards of that. And so with that fiery energy going from the Six of Swords then to the King of Swords, then standing and knowing how you need to act and react next time, because with these journeys, things become easier. So I see you, because at first I was thinking like it's another person, but I actually think this is you becoming the King of Swords. And so Santa Muerte just kind of looking over the whole thing, saying, this new thing that you were going into, this creation, whether it's a new way of thinking or a new place or just some new friends, a new social group, that it was for the better. And if this happens, if it has to happen again in the future, it'll be much easier because now you'll be standing with this King of Swords energy. So yeah, okay, let me go back. Retha said, that makes a lot of sense. I've been very action oriented this past few weeks with my crystal biz. Biz has been booming all of a sudden. All right, so that would be you being in the Six of Wands right now. Yes, recently lost someone in a sense, so have had to adjust. Yes, was slow coming. Yes, not comfortable, but I'm making the best of it. This really resonates. Yes, complete new way of thinking. So yeah, it's that's pretty. I love how Santa Muerte just oracle cards, like they work together well. But like I said, when I tried to just use and I've only had it like a couple of days, but when I tried to just work with the oracle cards and just be like, it feels like it's incomplete, at least to me. Maybe there's you guys that maybe have this deck, or maybe when you get the deck, if you get the deck, I'm not trying to pressure anybody, but if you get the deck, then maybe you won't need to pair it with the tarot. But for me, I feel like, especially it being the Santa Muerte tarot, being its like sister deck, like I just feel like the readings are just so rich and so deep, and and I love to bust Santa Muerte out. I mean, sometimes I use it for readings for other people, like I just did now. But I do feel like Santa Muerte talks to me personally, like a lot of times. Like I know that it's just cards. I know it's just cards with pictures on them. But how I perceive tarot and oracle cards is that my mind is open and I'm open to energy, and I believe that sometimes that energy speaks through these pieces of paper with pictures. And so in my mind I have created what the image of Santa Muerte would be, and so I feel like that she, this energy, feminine energy, sometimes energy, speaks to me through these cards, or perhaps maybe it's just my higher self. But that's just side note. Retha said, thank you so much. I'm gonna get this deck. Been in my cart a while. It's time. Love pairing with sister decks. Yes. New Age. Ooh, I'm definitely ordering after. It should come tomorrow too. Oh, well then, hey, yeah. Okay. All right. So, let's see. How are we doing on time? Wow. I've been jabbing for a while. Okay, so let's do this. Because I always want to do a little something before I do my healing at the very end, and then just having you guys go and have a wonderful Saturday. I have my other decks, and actually what I wanted to use this deck for, the notes from the universe cards by Mike Dooley. I wanted to use these cards as like, instead of using them for myself, like start putting them in my sales that I make for my sprays, my salves, my bracelets. Kind of like, I guess I'm the muse was the witch's moon box, you know how they always put an oracle card in there. So I'm feeling like I would like to also do that, you know, with the things that I send off. And I think it's just, you know, some like a good little note that somebody might get, even though I actually always leave a handwritten note, and I would continue to leave a handwritten note in all my my sales for like my tangible items that I sell in my website and my shop, Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. Although on Etsy it's Kittens, Weights, Tarot. But yeah, I would just like to leave like one of these notes, yeah, in each of my sales. So that's kind of why I bought this deck, because I really like the messages in them. And so I was like, I think people would benefit from those messages. So I'm going to pull a message for each of you before we do our healing and skedaddle for the day. So I want to use the notes from the universe on love and connection, and well, just kind of give you the message that's on here. So let's say I picked a card for myself. I like this one. Yeehaw! And it gives you a little message on the back. When it comes, well, I don't know, yeehaw, should I put this in like a little bit of a draw? When it comes to choosing who will be in your life, I recommend valuing their yeehaw qualities above all others. Have it your way. Special orders don't upset us, the universe. So yeah, so Max said very nice. Yes. Rita, I just got the Tarot de la Nuit. Oh, I love that deck. And the Tattoo Tarot yesterday, ordered after your videos. I love those decks. Max said the voiceover. Yes. So here we go. You know, would you like me to give you your messages in a southern drawl? You know, I'm like trying to mimic like my cousins that actually do like I have some cousins that live in Texas, and I have some cousins that live in Arkansas and Minnesota. Well, and then I have cousins out in Ohio, and I got cousins all over. Debbie, wow, yes, I will go order something right now. Okay, so if you would like a message, just let me know. And New Age, if you don't mind, or if you're still here, if you could just maybe jot them down, or however you jot them down with your sparkly awesomeness. And I'll just, you know, show you the message, and I'll read you the message on the back, maybe in some of my horrible impersonations. So yeah, let me know. Okay, so Ella is down, so go ahead, keep posting if you would like a message, and I'll just give you, you know, the very simple message from the universe. New Age, always here. Unicorn. So yeah, if you would like a message, just say so in the comments, and my homegirl New Age will be taking down your name, and we'll give you your message. So I'm gonna give these a little shuffle in the meantime. And have a little more pumpkin spice tea. Oh, that's good stuff. Okay, so I think the first person was Ella, so, and then we'll get to our other homies. All right, so Ella was first. What is the message that Ella really needs? Let's give this another knock knock. What is the message that Ella really needs right now? What's the message that Ella really needs right now? And even though these cards, it says love and connection, I think, like at first I thought it was like romantic, like love, which I think some of them could be translated that way, but it's more like just like love, like universe is giving you love. Okay, no, this is Ella's card. Okay, Ella, your card is, I'm gonna just continue my southern drawl because I just really want to. Karma is on your side. and your message on the back. If you could read all the minds that I read, hear all the prayers that I hear, and beat all the hearts that I beat, I wonder if you'd ever believe how often you thought of, talked about, and fallen in love with. It's payback time. Andale, andale, the universe. Wow, that's a very, very nice message for you, Ella. So, yeah, karma is on your side, and it's payback time. Very nice, very nice. Okay. I don't know if you guys care for my funky impersonations, but I'm having fun. Okay. New Age, do you know who was next? Debbie. Okay. Snoop, Debbie, Deb. Debbie, you're not at work watching, are you? Okay. Let's give this another shuffle. You're very welcome, Ella. Okay. Ha! And this actually got caught in my ring. So, Snoop, Debbie, Deb, this is for you. I go where you go. Tell me, are you finding that occasional stranger has a crush on you? That for words you've almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long to begin to heal, that eyes sometimes well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye? Remarkable, our findings exactly. Psst, your divinity is showing. The universe. So I go where you go. I think I should try for I'm like trying to figure out like another accent to do. But yes, Debbie, I hope you understand this message. So I go where you go. So again, finding that the occasional stranger has a crush on you. That sometimes you well up with tears when it's time to say goodbye, and all of those. That for words you've almost mindlessly chosen, hearts broken too long to begin to heal. Remarkable, our findings exactly. So interesting. So you're... Oh, Debbie says no. Oh, so kind of what I'm getting for it is just that where, you know, because at the very end it says that voice is good. So you know, where it says your divinity is showing, that I think that maybe it's unnoticed by you, but just I think the mere fact of you being certain places or being around certain people, people tend to open up more around you. And maybe you don't think it's you, you think it's, oh, that's interesting that they're just like feeling like they could tell me that, or feeling like they could open up a little bit more to you, or that they, you know, could be a little silly when really they're not really a silly type of person, that they could just be that way because you are who you are, and they know that maybe you aren't so quick to pass judgment, and maybe you aren't somebody to strike somebody down for having the emotions that they have, or for saying what they say, that you maybe take it in first and then, you know, you dispense your advice, or maybe you're just a really good listener. But yeah, that's kind of what I was getting with this card for you. But yeah, just don't know it. Okay, let's see. So we had a vote for British. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't offend my British homies in here. Oh no, I am not at work. Oh, okay. So I was like, no. The Forrest Gump accent. Oh my gosh. And then Mad Max. Oh, okay. Mad Max is next. Okay, so Max. Okay, so do we go British? Do we go Forrest Gump? Oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do Forrest Gump. I could try then. Max, I'm gonna try to do Forrest Gump. Okay, oh no, Max's British accent now. Okay. Okay, anybody who watches this, my homies across the pond, I'm totally not trying to diss your accent. I actually love a British accent. So when I pull on a British accent, I'm actually pulling on my former roommate who, like, she's still my friend, but she was my roommate back in college, and she was from Surrey, England. So I usually try to pull on her accent, but let's see. Okay, Max. British accent. She's English. Actually, she's posh. They would consider her posh. Okay. Ooh, okay, that kind of flew out. So Max. Okay, channeling Anne Marie. Channeling Anne Marie. Okay. Yes, you are pish. Love is the reason, yeah? Each person in your life is there for a reason, and that reason always has something to do with love. Like me, the universe. Try Anne Marie again. Oh my god. Oh my god, that was like a really bad Anne Marie. Anne Marie does it so much better because she's from England. I tried, Max. Okay, so thank you. Oh, again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I just, I'm like kind of goofy, so I mean, no, I'm really goofy. So yes, Max, each person in your life is there for a reason. And maybe you can't see those reasons up close, but sometimes given time or given a distant perspective, you realize that the reason that person was there was for love, out of love, because the universe loves you. Even though maybe it was hard to see at the time. Okay, who do we have next? Anne-Marie used to always put everything with yeah, yeah. Everything was yeah at the end of her sentences. She's like, or there was that one time she wanted to dress like, I don't know, she was like dressed as a Catholic schoolgirl one time. She's like, Ted, do you think I look rather smart? And I was like, why are you dressed as a Catholic schoolgirl? She's like, well, I saw that when I'm dressed smart, all the boys tend to look at me, and I was thinking that I could take the city transit and take it downtown and see like how many winks I could get. And I was like, you're going downtown on a bus in a Catholic schoolgirl outfit. I was like, I'm coming with you so you do not get murdered, girl. And I was like, what is your issue? She's like, I like it when the boys look at me. So then I too dressed as a Catholic schoolgirl, and like a couple of dorks, we rode the city bus downtown because I was trying to look out for my homie. And that's how far I'll go for my homies. So Max said, thank you. That is my motto, reason, and season. Yes. Debbie, love the accent. You always have to do that. Yes. Okay. Who is next? Whom is next? I love these cards, by the way. I like love the pictures. I used to have the universe has your back cards, but I don't know. I feel like I ended up, did I donate them? Okay, well, they're in my donation pile. I think I donated them already, but Debbie, I have to go. Much love. Much love to you. Okay, so New Age is next. New Age, do you have a particular accent you would like? I'll try my best. Okay, so New Age is our last one. I'll try my best, but if you want me to do a particular accent, because I'm just like, I'm just goofing around. So let's see. We had we had Southern, we had British. New Age, do you want me to keep it in the British, or I could try Forrest Gump, I guess. I think you said Forrest Gump. Okay. Okay. Let me think Forrest. Or maybe Keith, yeah, I spaced out. Hey, no problem. No worries. I don't know if I could do Forrest Gump. Gosh, who else has like a really good accent? Um, I'm giving the readings in different accents. Oh, my friend Rosa. I love her Mexican accent. I mean, because like most of my friends are Mexican, because yeah, I live in San Diego. Keith said, what did I miss? We were just giving some readings in various accents. So, okay, New Age. I'm going to channel my friend Rosa right now. And I'm very good at imitating my friend Rosa. So like, she's going to be giving you a reading right now. So I'm really good at like faking my friend Rosa's accent. So, okay, I am now Rosa. Okay, and New Age. I think I found your card. Okay. You are the glow. We beam. Thanks. That's what I gotta say. Like, you are the glow. We beam. Thanks. I do have a little bit of Mexican heritage. Yes. The British accent, Keith. Okay. Okay. Staying with my friend Rosa. Like, here we go. In case anyone should ask you, your heart isn't so large because of your wings. It's your wings that are so large because of your heart. Sometimes so much can be thanks for all the universe. P.S. It's just another one of those nutty body algorithm things. Oh my god, that's totally how my friend Rosa talks. And she always makes fun of me. She says I talk like Minnie Mouse. Like, um, but yeah, Rosa is like my total homegirl. Like, I've known her since 6th grade. She came, she moved here from like deep South Mexico. And you broke up. Oh, no, no, so like, yeah, so yeah, we've just known each other for a really, really, really long time. I've just gotten really good at like mimicking her. New Age said, that's too funny. Love it. Okay, so yes, you glow, we glow. Thanks. That's gonna be like my motto today. Dude, you glow, we glow. But yeah, you are so full of love, girl, and the fact that you're always on here with me and you're always helping me out just shows how big your heart and big your wings are. New Age's cheeks hurt. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey Celtic Witch, how are you? Well, Keith, did you want a before we do a sign off here? So Celtic Witch, I just oh my gosh, we talked about all sorts of stuff today. We talked about music, we talked about cards, we talked about the new Santa Muerte Oracle, we paired it with the Santa Muerte Tarot, we talked about my kitties and this like new pheromone thing I'm trying with them. Like, pheromones not in like I want my kitties to get like together, but more like pheromones so that they like love each other. Keith is not sure. Well, you don't have to get a reading if you don't want to. Yes, definitely watch the playback. Well, before I do signing off then, Celtic Witch, do you want me to pull a card? I'm just pulling a card from the Notes of the Universe on love and connection, and I'm just kind of reading the card, but I'm like kind of reading it in different accents. Okay. So let me know, Celtic Witch, and then we'll go on and do our little healing. So you let me know, and gosh, like, who else's accent could I do? Oh, okay. So Celtic Witch, I will pull your card. I'm trying to think of I don't know if I could do Russian accent right now, So okay, sometimes I gotta be like in the mood, and sometimes like if I can listen to an accent for like 1 minute, I'm like actually really good at impersonating it, but just like off the top of my head, trying to like go off memory, I like kind of suck. But I'm not gonna be able to get this deck without saying it in a Mexican accent. Dude, you should get the notes of the notes from the universe on abundance. You should get it on love and connection, girl. The universe got a lot to teach you. You better listen up. That's just how I'm going to do my readings from now. I'm just going to be my friend Rosa for all my readings. Okay. Yes, my please, my tummy. My grandmother, her family, they're from Mexico. They're from Sonora. And my nana, I mean, my nana spoke Spanish, and half the time she was always speaking Spanish to me, but like her accent was different. It was like I don't know, she had a very like mixed, interesting accent, but I just love my friend Rosa's better. Keith, did you see my message up there? Hold on, Keith, let me go back. Yes, you did watch on catch up. Oh no, wait, that was Max. Hold on, Keith. Oh, Keith wasn't sure. Keith, she didn't read it correct. Yeah, I didn't read it. Correctly. I'm lost. Okay. Celtic Witch. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try Russian. Okay, I have friends that have like all these accents, which is like I'm trying to pull their accents. Okay. I'm sorry, Keith, like if I'm didn't catch something, or I'm sorry. Okay, so Celtic Witch. I'm gonna try my Russian accent. I have one friend that's from Moscow, but let's see. She's actually back in Moscow. Okay, Celtic Witch. Russian. Hold on. Okay, here we go. See, Max, I think said yes about the card. Oh, okay. So yeah, I will pull one. I will pull one then. New Age, I can do Russian because of Rocky. Oh my god! I need to be Drago. Oh my god, I must break you. Now I'm just thinking Drago. Okay. Most people are just trying to survive. Just remember, people are so beguiled by your charm, awed by your confidence, and inspired by your choices, they simply forget to say thank you, please, and I love you like crazy, as often as they feel the urge. Let's not be one of those people. Thank you, please. I love you like crazy. The universe. Oh my god, that was such a horrible Russian accent. Not trying to offend my Russian peeps out there. Oh my god. I'm usually like really good with Russian. I'm really good at usually. Oh, I'm having fun though. This is like a lot of fun. The messages are just so much better when they're in a different accent. Okay. So, yes, so Celtic Witch, that was yours. You are very welcome. Uh, okay, Keith. Keith, I'm gonna do it in a British accent for you. New Age is so hot and red right now. Okay, so Keith, yes, I'm gonna go back to British. I'm gonna try to go back to my girl that I went to school with, Anne Marie, who is from Surrey, England. Okay. Go back to Anne Marie. Go back to Henry. Get out of Moscow. Get out of Rocky 4. Go back to Henry. Okay. The angel tickling her. Yes. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. Channeling my former roommate. Okay. Here we go. Okay, Keith, this is for you. Oh, okay. So Keith, this stuck to my hand. Okay. Okay. I'm like, I have all these accents running around in my head right now that British is just gonna sound, I'm sorry. You are what it takes. Always follow your heart, unless it's been broken. Then you must lead it. Back into love, the universe. P.S. Did you know that hearts are never too big to mend, rebound, or too tired to love again? Oh, I tried. I'm so sorry. I'm such a mixture of accent right now. But yes, so Keith, that was for you. You have what it takes. You have what it takes. Always follow your heart unless it's been broken. Then you must lead it. Back into love, the universe. P.S. Did you know that hearts are never too big to mend, too small to rebound, or too tired to love again? There you go, Keith. Righto. Let's see. Oh my gosh. This is such like a crazy live chat. I've been having fun. I don't know about you guys. Next week, an Aussie accent. We're all going Aussie. Because I like to watch a lot of Mighty Car Mods, so I would probably just be like copying Marty and Moog. Oh, I love Marty and Moog. Mighty Car Mods so much. Okay, so anyway, thank you all for popping in today. I think we had a really fun chat ski here, and liked showing off you know, some of the decks and talking about them and talking about the kitties and the comfort zone stuff, and yeah, and just kind of having fun. Max said, okay, Aussie, we're going Aussie next week. All the messages are going to be coming from well, there was this dude I had a crush on. He was from Sydney, but anyway. So yes, New Age said this was so funny. Keith, oh, thank you. You are very, very, very welcome. I'm so glad it resonated with you, and I'm sorry if I totally butchered like a British accent, but you know, I'm sorry if I butchered anybody's accent. I was not like trying to offend like anybody who's Russian or anybody who's British or anybody who's Mexican. I mean, because, well, I mean, but that's really how my friend Rosa talks, and I love impersonating Rosa. I like impersonating people in my family. And so anyway, yeah, I will catch you guys next week. So I am going to finish off with a healing. If you guys would like to be open to the healing, that's all you have to do is just mentally say I'm open to the healing, or you could say it out loud. You don't have to stay on the chat for the healing. You can go about your day. You don't have to lay down. You can continue doing what you're doing, you know, giving the dog a bath, or you know, go watch like Wayne's World or something like that, like I want to go do. And right, cool, all right. Swing. So Max said the British have so much accent, but next week, do the Cockney. Yes, I love Cockney. I love me some Cockney. Okay, we gotta do some like Aussie. We gotta do some Cockney next week. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of homework. I'm gonna have to do a little brush up next week. But yeah, so if you would like anybody to receive this healing other than yourself, just post it in the comments, not so I can read them, but mostly just that you're putting it out there. So it could be fur babies, could be feathery babies, scaly babies, or friends, places. So just start putting that there now. And here we go. I'm probably just going to be filling you guys with a bunch of silly energy. PS, by the way. Here we go. Okay, that's it, you guys. I got 10% battery power left. So I will be signing off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live chat today. Hopefully you were able to receive some awesome healing. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Have a great week next week. I'm going to do my homework and brush up on some Cockney, and I'm going to be brushing up on my Aussie. And yeah, I think we'll have a good time next week. So anyway, yes, happy Saturdays. And I'm going to go do my ghost hunt tonight. And yeah, so I will see you guys next week. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out! Bye!